fight. We don't have to kill. Everybody in the whole wide world really just needs to chill. No, we don't have to fuss, no, we don't have to fight.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Just Chill with Oliver George. This is episode 68, and sitting across from me, I have someone that I grew up watching on television. But before we get into it, I want to remind you, if you're watching on YouTube right now and you would prefer an audio-only version, you can get that on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and other places like that. If you're listening on one of those, though, and you didn't realize there was a visual side to the show, then please come check it out here on YouTube. While you're there, if you could subscribe, it does mean a lot to me. We recently hit 1,000 subscribers, and I'm still over the moon about that. So if you supported the show in any way, thank you very much. Finally, if you want to reach out to me, maybe with a cool guest idea or some general feedback about the show, you can hit me up at justchillpodcasting@gmail.com. While you're there, let me know if you're interested in one of these cool holofoil stickers, and I'll send you one free of charge.
Oh, man, can I have one?
You definitely can.
All right, there we go.
That's the voice of our guest. Getting back to the guest, as I mentioned, a beloved Canadian television personality. It is Mr. Glenn Humplik.
Hello, sir.
Thank you so much, man, for coming.
Hey, no problem.
I really do appreciate it. How are you?
Good. Funny enough, I watched a bunch of episodes, and I noticed that you had a lot of guests from out of town,
Some
faraway places. And tonight, when I Googled your address, we live 11 minutes away from each other. So
I know, it's true.
I want to be known as the guest that lives the closest to you.
I got a dude down the street who's been on the show. But,
oh, you do?
But you are
shit.
one of the closest for sure. Yeah.
Shit. Fuck, ruined.
Well, it's cool to hang out in person, too, because I feel like I first approached you, I don't even know, a year and a half ago or something. And I've had some really great exchanges with you just over Messenger and stuff. So it helps before an interview to kind of feel, like you've got a bit of a rapport going on.
I noticed, by the way, you called me COVID sensitive on your last episode.
Did I?
Yeah.
Okay.
With Howard.
I was
actually, like, wow, I've never heard that one. COVID sensitive.
I meant that in the same way that my dad and
No. It's not I am COVID sensitive.
Yeah. I didn't mean it as a disparaging thing by any means. No, I just that was something holding you back from coming in person. Much like my dad had several months where we had to just do Zoom interviews. And
did you do the whole plastic thing?
We did have the plexiglass for a few episodes.
What a nightmare.
Yeah, I got chirpy comments a couple of times because people would say, "Oh, that's not going to do anything," and I'm trying. The bank has them. LCBO has them. Like, I don't know.
We live in a world where decisions are being made, and none of them make sense right now. So yeah.
Well, and I miss so much talking to people in person. Like, it is fun to do the Zoom things, but this is what it's all about. Really, just sitting at a table, putting our phones down like we did, and just getting into it.
Anyways, I've got 2 of those needles in me, so I'm safe.
Yeah. Well, I can get a third in January now, actually. I'm a hospital worker. I just got an email, so get the booster. Yeah. And now the kid ones are coming, too.
Yeah.
This Friday, I think you can start getting them.
Here in Canada, I believe so. Yeah. I got flu shot, man, just like shots. So, before we start, you mentioned in one of our texts that you wanted a souvenir from all your guests.
I asked, yeah. It can be a doodle, it can be a business card, but you clearly brought something more extravagant.
I brought something else for you.
Okay, I'm excited.
Better together. Okay. I just want to outline that. So a few years ago, my wife and I took a painting course at the Ottawa School of Art. Okay. And so every class, we had a weekly class, and every class we had a subject to paint. And like one week it was like some nude dude bent over in front of you would come in and you'd paint
ball sack dangling.
Right. And on one of them, and this is my gift to you today.
Okay.
Is
it the nude man?
No, we had and I'm not sure if you can get this in the middle shot.
A red bell pepper.
Right. It was a red pepper.
That's very nice.
Yeah, except my wife claims it looks like
the female form. Is that what you're gonna say?
Yes, and she hates it, and so it's been sitting in my basement hidden because it's the red pepper vagina painting. So, anyways,
I'll take your
Oliver. I want to present you with my red pepper vagina painting.
Thank you. I'm overjoyed. This looks awesome. I gotta say, it is a nice painting.
No, not really. No, but
you got some good blending techniques going on.
It was, I think, my second painting ever. But
there you go.
You know, if it does look like a vagina, it wasn't something I was doing intentionally. Maybe subliminally. Yeah,
A Freudian arts.
Right.
Yeah.
It may have came out somehow, but anyways, my red pepper vagina painting is for you.
I'm overjoyed at this, man.
There we go.
Thank you so much. I'll tuck it down here for now, but I'm going to find a sweet spot for that for sure.
I'm not sure if it's going to go well next to Spider-Man, but...
There's a brain scan down there. We got lots of random stuff. It'll fit in just fine. I would obviously be remiss if I didn't talk to you about your co-hosting of the Tom Green Show. But before we get into that, I want to talk about your new YouTube channel, which I've been delving into, and you got to keep making more of these. It's called HUMP TV.
It is.
And not a lot of people know this. It was actually the original working title for Pornhub. No, I'm just kidding.
Was it? Oh, no, okay. No. Wow. Okay.
But how I've watched it, but how would you describe to people who haven't seen what HUMP TV is?
So first of all, I was looking at the search terms in YouTube.
Yeah.
And this was not intentional, but I'm noticing that humping, dry humping, and are all driving traffic to this thing.
Oh no!
So
people must be sorely disappointed.
Right. so, anyways, it's been pretty interesting so far. I'm not sure if that's the most of the traffic.
No, there was a lot of positive comments down below.
Yeah, it seems pretty good. There's
like I'll share my thoughts, but how would you put a synopsis for the show, sort of?
Well, it started off. I don't know how your winter was last year. Like,
winter always sucks.
Yeah, we both live in Ottawa, and winters here are. Let's
5 months at least.
They're awful. They can be awful. It's cold. I find I have a hard time dealing with the lack of sun. Mm-hmm. So it's just a thing, and I find as
seasonal depression.
I wouldn't say depression, but I just lack of energy, and I feel down,
lethargic kind of.
Right. And last year with the lockdowns, and typically my wife and I go down south for a week just to get some sun, and
you mean
just
the tropics or something?
Yeah, just somewhere. Yeah, just to kind of get a mental reset, get some sun. It's like filling the tank again.
Yeah.
And anyways, last year with the lockdowns and everything going on, and just winter in general, I hate. And I found it difficult. I'm
with the pandemic too, especially.
Just
everything. It was a nightmare.
So I spent a lot of time watching Netflix and probably drinking too much and just kind of like, oh my God, like let this end. And going into this winter, I was like, I've always had a creative outlet of some kind going on. And last winter was actually the first time I didn't, mostly because of everything going on. And I found last winter to be brutal. So this winter, we're just at the kind of like the beginning stages of it. I thought I'm going to start something.
Get a project going, yeah.
Some kind of project going that is not, it's just self-serving to occupy my mind and keep busy and do something.
And if others enjoy it, then that's
if others enjoy it, great. Yeah, I'm not chasing anything but like something to do and have fun with it.
That's the best kind of art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's subjective. Let's see. Let's see what kind of crap I create. But
the first episode was pretty hilarious, man.
Oh, that's good. I've also been my friend Paul is a really talented musician here in town, and we've been talking about doing stuff together. So I think every episode we're planning to do original music. And we're going to add things that are wrapped around to make an episode out of it. Yeah. And then we're hoping to perform live like sometime next year.
Oh, nice.
Like just local gigs and stuff. Just have fun with it.
And the show, when there is a music video, like you said, an original song, but other than that, it's kind of like channel surfing through time in a weird, bizarre, obscure.
Right. So what I'm doing is I'm curating a lot of old, like public access TV stuff from all over the world. Just like weird
home videos,
training films, weird old documentaries, just old, like I'm watching just endless hours and hours.
I was going to ask where you were finding this stuff.
Just all over the place. Yeah. And I've, actually, after the first episode, a lot of people have written in and say, "Hey, check this out, check this out, check this out."
Awesome.
So it's kind of curating itself a little bit. You know?
Nice. That's motivating when you go to make the next episode and you've already got like a wealth of things to go through. You know?
Yeah, it's gonna make it a little bit easier.
Yeah.
But I've always been a big fan of, especially late '80s, early '90s public access TV. I used to go down to New York City a lot just to catch bands, hang out for the weekend, and I found whenever I was there, I'd always watch public access TV in New York because it was just insane. it was you never knew what to expect, and it was just like what am I watching?
Yeah.
And it's fun now because a lot of people have actually taken that stuff and put it online, and it's hidden in these little weird
caches,
nooks and valleys of the internet. So I'm kind of going out searching and writing to people and trying to find material to, kind of play on this. And you're probably not dealing with that doing this because you have guests on, but I'm also trying to get around like copywriting issues which are difficult,
Funny you say that. There's something I wanted to show you.
Like music and...
Maybe I'll show you this now, actually, because this relates to YouTube. Of course, researching you, I know a lot about you. I've watched the show and all that, but I still, I want to do the respect for the interview and dig as deep as I can. Mm-hmm. And YouTube was a blast just watching old stuff, but also I found some interesting things. Did you know there's a person who has only one video on their channel, and it's only 30 seconds long, and it's a guy on an acoustic guitar, not facing the camera, singing a song called Glenn Humplik, Please Come Back. And his channel is called Fans of Gman. His profile picture is you, and that's it.
How old is this?
6 years ago, 2015.
Really?
So speaking of copyright, I wasn't sure if I could play it, so I only took like 10 seconds, but...
Okay.
Oh yeah,
okay.
you gotta put the headphones on. Because it's so weird. Okay.
Glenn Humplik, please come back. Glenn Humplik, please come back.
The look on your face. Oh man, hilarious. Yeah, I'll link to this guy's
Is there a video?
Yeah, it's not
just
much
audio?
of a video. It's just
Okay.
a dude, it's like his ass basically, and a guitar. It's like shot from behind, and there's a chair there, and only from the waist down, pretty much. Terrible quality.
Does it turn into some weird?
No. That's it. It's only 30 seconds long. Okay. It's the only video he has.
There's no nudity or animals involved in this. Okay.
I'll link it up here somewhere. We'll put it in the video so people can check out the other 20 seconds. But yeah, I just thought that was so bizarre. Fans of Gman. That's it. That's his only video. And then I found another guy who had a song about you. This person had many more videos, but he has a song called Glenn Humplik Says I Spend Too Much Time on Twitter. And it's got screenshots of something you said to him on Twitter, and it's just this whole, like, you've seen this one?
I don't think I've seen that, but I remember having a conversation with someone.
He turned it into musical inspiration, I guess.
Do you have it, or?
Oh, that one's not on
okay,
here. No.
okay. Wow. Okay, send it to me.
I will. I'll send you a link.
afterwards.
Awesome, man. Some of the stuff in your Hump TV that I thought was definitely really funny was the little hand guy. There was like a dude with a hand puppet and got really creepy really fast.
That was something out of some public access show. I think that one was Minnesota, I believe.
It was very weird.
From the late 80s. It was just some weird,
he's just licking his hand.
Clip.
Ugh. And then the friggin' prank call was hilarious, where the guys kept playing with I think it was an Optimus Prime toy or something with some speaking component.
Oh, yeah.
And they're pranking this like infomercial call-in thing with like, we gotta get to Bumblebee. And man, you gotta watch Hump TV. It's good
There's
stuff.
so much of that weird shit out there. Like, it's amazing when there's just a wealth of, and a lot of these videos I'll find, and there's like 15 views. It's like someone had an old VHS
It was
tape
one of my
that
episodes.
they converted. That's probably going to be mine. Anyway, so yeah, that's what it's about. It's kind of like a love of old weird shit. I've always been a fan of old weird comedy.
But I like that you mixed that with you. Sorry to cut you off, but you come back in and talk to the audience a couple times.
Right.
And then you have, like you said, your original composition, which I did want to talk to you about Pill Popping because I thought that was a pretty funky jam.
Yeah.
Did you make those beats?
Paul did.
Okay.
So, no, actually, there was guitar in that? Yeah, I did the guitar in that.
Oh, yeah, you had you were shredding.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so we... so how we're collaborating, Paul and I, which is great online now. You can,
oh yeah,
like, dude, can you send me like just a looped beat, and then I'll work with that, and then I'll send him like a guitar
now
track
you add
that I
some
record
keys
at home,
or-
and then he sends me something else, and vocals, and then he goes, okay, I'll vocode them, and we kind of go back and forth and float around with it
From the comfort of your own home.
Yeah, I'm writing a song right now about cruising and dying. So
What does that mean? You mean like cruising?
you'll see next month, man.
You told me there was like a colonoscopy song in the work too, right?
Did I send it to you?
I think you gave me a sample or something. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I had a colonoscopy last month.
I was going to say, was it inspired by true events? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was. Yeah, full on. So
I almost want to ask about that because I'm sure one's coming my way in the next 10. What age do you have to get them at?
50.
50? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm 36 in a couple of weeks. So
Oh.
I know. I got some time,
Yeah,
but
you got some time.
I'm curious about the experience. Was it horrible or was it just kind of meh?
Was it horrible? So that was my second.
Oh, okay.
Because when you're 50, so I'm already I'm 55. So that, every 5 years you're supposed to
Well,
go
you
for
look
it.
good, man. You look like you haven't aged since the old days. In my
Oh,
opinion.
well.
Not to
Yeah,
float your
apparently
boat
my
there, but-
colon has though. So, yeah, it's not really a pleasant experience. I don't recommend anyone to do it.
Yeah, I wasn't
Like,
expecting you to be like, it was fantastic.
as a hobby or anything.
It's the prep. It's the prep, right?
Yeah, that's what my mom said, right?
Oh my God. Yeah. They give you like this giant, how it works is they give you, they send you a letter and how to prepare yourself, what to eat, when to stop eating. Cause you can't eat,
Yeah,
a
you gotta
day
clean everything out,
into
yeah.
it. You got to clean yourself out. So they give you like, a jug of what is jizz juice. That's the only real way, with a lemon tint. Like, not that I know what jizz tastes like, but I imagine
It has the
being
consistency.
like that. Yeah, it has
Okay.
the consistency of that. And you're supposed to take a 10-ounce glass every like 10, 15 minutes, I think.
Brutal.
And then
Just diarrhea for
and then it's unbelievable. Like, you reach the point where you could actually, like, it's so clear that you could probably just drink it afterwards. Like, it's
I thought you were going to say you
ridiculous.
just stay on the toilet. There's no point in even getting up, I guess. Eh?
no, it's
Set up your computer. or
really
whatever.
not fun. Yeah, we thankfully my wife and I have a bathroom that's close to our basement, so I just pause, run.
You get through like 10 minutes of a show in 2 hours.
At the end, I wasn't even closing the door anymore. She could hear everything. I was like, it is what it is. Like,
Oh, man.
yeah, and so yeah, the next day I got put under for it. So
Yeah, I think I might have to if I did that. It would just
Yeah.
weird me out too much.
yeah, it's
I got too much anxiety for that.
yeah. So that's what I did. Well, they put you under, and then
Make you a little loopy.
within 10 seconds you're out, and then all of a sudden you're getting wheeled.
You just wake up with a sore ass.
No, you actually wake up because they fill you with air, right?
Oh, so you're just farting a lot after.
It's fucking unbelievable. So, just to prepare yourself.
Yes, I'm gonna enjoy the next 14
so when
years.
they take you out, there's like a waiting area afterwards that's really just separated by these curtains. So you've got like a row of people who have gone for a colonoscopy in other rooms, and I was next to like this 75-year-old woman in next to mine. So I would fart, and then she farted, and I farted, and it was like a symphony of farts,
Oh,
like,
man.
going like a competition. But you don't care, like the amount of pressure.
Everyone's just like, oh,
And
yeah.
and like at one point, like I still had an upset stomach, and the nurse came, and she goes, "Oh, maybe I'll help you," and she starts pushing on my stomach, and I'm like, "What the fuck? Like, what are
man.
you doing to me?" Like,
And everyone's having that done to them, I'm guessing. Yeah, it's just a horror.
everyone is, yeah. So
So does it probably doesn't smell, though, if everyone's been cleaned up.
no, you're totally clean. Yeah, there's
Oh,
no
that's cool, at
smells.
least.
Just a
Just the
symphony.
flatulence
yeah.
for 'em.
Yeah, it's just
Wow.
insane. It's not fun.
Yeah, like I said, I'll enjoy the next 14 years. None of that sounds like a good time.
Anyways, no disease. So
Yeah, no
Yeah.
polyps or any of that shit. Right?
no, I did have some of those. So, but they weren't.
Like cancerous or anything.
No,
Okay, cool. Well, that's good to hear, man.
Yeah,
Well, going
yeah.
back to
I don't know if you know that, but they have like a thing, and they snip them out too while they're at it. Right when they find
Well,
shit.
I mean, that's good. I would want them snipped out, I suppose. But
Yeah.
yeah, does that hurt after when you wake up? You're sore from that or no?
nah, don't feel it. Yeah.
Well, here you go. You got it
There
here
you go.
first. Glenn Humplik
There you go.
describing a colonoscopy.
Yeah.
Getting back to your song, though.
But I've got a song about it, so there you go.
Yeah, exactly. And I did want to touch on you playing guitar, because I didn't really know you play guitar until I saw you jamming in that video. And then I found a video of you jamming with a band called Daquiri, and I found out you were actually in this electro spaz-metal group. Is that the right classification?
Yeah, we played. We were playing night.
It's aphods, I thought it was.
We played. Yeah, we played shows in the States. We did a tour with Chicago and
Oh, nice.
all over Wisconsin. We did a weird Wisconsin tour.
So a few years you guys were
This
jamming?
was in '99, I think. Yeah,
Okay.
we played. Where did we play? Like La Crosse, Wisconsin, Madison. There's some weird Milwaukee, which is fuck.
I've never been.
Chicago, yeah, and then we played some shows in California as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then why did you leave the band? Are they still going? Or?
So what happened is I was living in Ottawa, and then in 2000, I moved to California
Okay.
to
Well,
work.
for the MTV stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then it kind of, we parted ways, but they're still friends of mine, so.
All right.
And Mike is actually, funny enough, Mike, the lead singer of Daquiri, now lives in Los Angeles, and
you
he's,
came back.
he's known as Major Entertainer. So look him up. He's really he was just touring with Neil Hamburger this past week.
Right
Yeah.
on. Cool. Yeah, I'll look him up. Speaking of nicknames, where did Hollywood Humplik come from? Or should I know that? I watched a bunch of Tom Green, but I saw that when I was doing research.
You probably wouldn't have seen that one because in 2003, we did the Late Show version of the Tom Green Show on
The
MTV.
new Tom Green Show?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
And that never aired up here in Canada.
Oh, shit.
It was just, it was every night at 11.
Yeah, I watched a clip and I was very much surprised I had never seen it. And you were a great announcer on that first episode.
Yeah.
I wanted to compliment you there.
We didn't, we got canceled after 4 months or something like that. So, but it was fun. It was,
Good times,
a
yeah.
lot of kind of like MTV based guests.
Yeah, I saw Ludacris was on the first episode.
Yeah, we did. We had like Josh Homme from
Oh, cool.
Queens of Stone Age. And
Nice.
we had a lot of Marilyn Manson, which, oh God. Yeah. I broke my thumb on that episode, actually. But
I was going to ask you about that. Andy Dick broke your thumb. Is that correct?
Yeah.
I wanted to know if that was actually a true story. Or what.
no, on air. Yeah, we did a wrestling thing, and he landed right on it. And that was our second episode, I think.
Oh, my God.
First or second, and I broke my thumb. So if you watch old reruns of that, the first 4 weeks are me in a cast because I broke my thumb on the show.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
But he apologized, I guess? Or
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
he's known
that's
for
fine.
being kind of a crazy...
That's right. And I knew him previously before that, so I was kind of expecting it.
okay. Well, I kind of want to talk about where you're at nowadays, like present day. You are, at least what I read was that you were a VP of business development for a wireless game.
No, that's Phil.
Oh, that's Phil. Someone wrote that about you. I was going to ask. Do you work with Phil?
No.
Okay,
I don't.
never mind.
That's Phil works.
Well, you do work with computers, as Tom would say.
I do. Yeah.
Did you ever learn C++? Or?
I learned C#. I knew C#. I never knew C++.
No
That was, yeah.
So what do you do for a living, if you don't mind saying?
I work in tech. Before doing the show, I was working in tech, and then things happened with MTV, so I moved down to the States to do that. And then when I moved back, I just went back to
kinda
tech.
got back into it. Okay, cool.
So, yeah. And I've been working in tech here locally since then.
And you and Phil have remained friends all along. I remember you guys were doing a podcast briefly, right?
Yeah.
I wrote Wise Idiots. Is that what it's called? No.
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we did that for a few months. Yeah.
You think you'll ever bring that back? Or no?
Phil's just a hard guy to fuck. Like trying to lock him down to do anything is impossible. So it was more
maverick.
Well, he's also really busy, like in his job.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah.
He's on the road all the time, and he hasn't been in the past year and a half, but he's always on the road. So it was hard to schedule things, and kind of it was always
too irregular. Like.
It was just trying to work around schedule, and it was difficult. So
I actually have a funny story because when I was in grade 9, it was when Tom came to, like, I went to Colonel By.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I grew up
Okay.
in Beacon Hill and everything.
Oh, cool.
So when he came and brought Monica Lewinsky to the school, and I was in gym class, and he came on the announcements and said, everybody skip school tomorrow and come to Vanier to this
So you were going
restaurant.
there at the time. Well,
Oh, yeah. I was in grade 9. Me and my friends, we all went the next day, skipped school, went to Le Petit Castor. Yeah.
Little Beaver.
And they made their hilarious announcement on the top of the roof. But,
Yeah.
it was so cool to see all you guys in the flesh, and we were all trying to get your autographs and stuff. And Phil ended up signing my pants because I had nothing for him to sign. So he signed my cargo pants, and he didn't even write his name. He just wrote AC/DC.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Kind of a funny story, yeah.
That sounds like Phil. Yeah.
So getting a little bit into the Tom Green Show, did you guys meet when you were doing radio?
Yes.
Okay, so you were at CHUO doing,
Yes.
I wrote Nightfall and Sound Clash were the shows you used to host?
I used to host, at the time, I was hosting Nightfall, which was from 2 in the morning on Friday nights till 6 in the morning.
Wow.
And
What a shift.
fuck, yeah.
Gotta have some coffee for that one.
Yeah. And again, no one listening, but it was fun. And
It explains Hump TV a little bit, yeah.
yeah. And it started off like I grew up listening to a lot of just like punk and industrial and weird
Nice.
techno and experimental music. So the show would kind of start aggressive, and then as the Jolt Cola wore off, it would kind of like go into
Taper a
like these
bit, yeah.
weird 30-minute sound experimentation things that would last till 6.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, so what happened is I was doing the show, and then Tom got the, I had been there for about 3 years, I think. And he got the 12 to 2 slot. So he started doing the rap show. And
He would finish when you were coming in.
well, that's it. Like, and also when you're doing a radio show, you go in early to set things up. So they had a record and CD library, and I'd go in to listen to new stuff that came in that week. And so I got to know Tom like that. And then he would often, when his show was done, like Greg, I remember Greg was there as well. He was doing a show with Greg kind of, but it was mostly Tom. And he started kind of hanging out during my show, and then we would just, like shoot the shit and hang out
Nice.
type of thing. And then we'd go on air sometimes and have callers. And it just kind of morphed into my show with Tom kind of hanging out, and just, like at 3:00 in the morning, you get the sort of like coming back from the bars crowd.
Yeah.
So everyone's hammered and or you got the insomniacs, and it always made for like interesting radio.
And do you think the tapes are anywhere still?
Yeah, there's some like,
Oh,
I
man,
think
I'm
they're
sure people
online.
would love to hear those.
There's someone locally who used to record every episode.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, because, it's sort of the roots of the Tom Green Show, it would seem. You guys just kind of messing around at all hours of the night.
Yeah.
Did you guys have talks about, like, we should switch over to video at some point? Was that...
No, so what happened is we did that for years, and then Tom took radio TV broadcasting at Algonquin.
Yeah, okay.
And his first year, he needed to do was his first year? Yeah, his first year, he needed to do a project. So him and a couple friends, Trevor and Darcy, decided to start doing a TV show.
Okay.
And a lot of it was inspired by old Letterman.
Man on the street stuff.
Man of the streets, yeah. Man going into water tanks with like X-Lax, and he was really inspired by that stuff.
Cool.
But he wanted to do his own
Brand,
his own brand. And Tom's a performer, so he wanted to do his own thing. And that's how it started. And we had, we were friends at that point and hanging out a lot. And I think he knew that I've never inspired to be on TV.
Yeah.
Right. So you can't have two weirdos kind of going at each other
Because a straight guy.
Right.
Yeah.
So because my reaction to his insanity makes his insanity funnier. Otherwise it risks being just an insane guy. Right.
Yeah.
So
you gotta have that balance for sure.
Right. And he also knew that I would never try to hijack what he's trying to do. That's not me.
Yeah.
Like I was kind of like really didn't want to do it. And I when he asked me, I was like, if I suck at this, like, I'll do a couple of episodes, and if I suck, like I gave myself an option to like don't be mad at me if I decide on
that's fair.
and then just things kind of snowballed from there, and we did Rogers, and
you must because that's the thing. It seemed like you were having fun most of the time for sure, and well, some of the time at least.
Yeah.
I saw some genuine laughs.
There are some moments there that I wasn't having a good time, but
well, this is what I was going to ask because first I wanted to ask you, do you have an aversion to milk after being on that show and being doused in it for so long? Do you just never drink milk?
It's probably why I'm lactose intolerant now. No,
or only buying the carton now, I guess.
I got old for me. I mean, I know it was a reoccurring gag, but I was like, oh God, not again.
And you would get him sometimes too. You'd deflect it back.
Right.
And he would always look so shocked.
Right. I tried to fight back a little bit. And yeah.
Oh man. Well, okay. So with that in mind, obviously you had come to expect the milk dousings, but when I did notice a lot of reactions watching old videos that you looked genuinely curious a lot of the time when he would start doing something and like as if you didn't really know what was going to happen. So did you ever have anxiety when you would go into filming?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just kind of a little bit terrified, like
yeah. I was always on high alert, and there was a big effort made to make sure I didn't know anything going on.
That's so much worse.
And the thing is, like, even if I wasn't the butt of the joke or not involved in it, they wanted to make sure that my reaction to whatever happened was real, as opposed to, I'm not an actor.
Yeah.
Right. So they didn't want me going, a fake reaction to something I knew was about to happen.
Yeah. Then it looks like a plant. And
and it became interesting because every episode that we did on MTV, we actually shot twice. So, and that was made in such a way that if Tom didn't like his delivery of something in the first episode, then they could take his delivery in the second episode.
Interesting.
But it was usually cut with the reaction of my reaction from the first episode.
Because that would be genuine.
That's right.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So behind the scenes.
Yeah. So often if you watch the MTV show, the studio segments, you might be seeing a mix of things that were like second episode and first episode that weren't, it was the same episode done twice.
Yeah.
But
two different takes, just so they
two different takes and edit it together. Yeah.
Well, they do that with comedy specials a lot of the time. When someone's doing a stand-up special, they'll film like 3 nights and then they'll sort of splice
piece
together
it together.
The best of the best bits. Yeah.
So that's what we were doing. Yeah.
Cool. That's really cool to hear behind the scenes. I wanted to ask you about the skit where he took filthy pictures of you, quote unquote filthy pictures. They weren't that scandalous, but and then he went and put them up in the gay pride store, and you got a bunch of voicemails, and it was very hilarious. But I want to know, do you still have those Polaroids?
No, I don't. No.
You probably sell those as an NFT or something?
Yeah, I have no idea where they ended up.
No.
When I moved out west and then moved back, a lot of shit just kind of got like put.
So they could still be out there.
Who knows? But I don't have them anymore. I was actually more concerned that one of my coworkers would see it because I was working at the phone company at the time, and the TV show was never my full-time gig at that time, right? So
let's be honest, things weren't as progressive back then either,
right? And it's Ottawa, so
yeah, true,
yeah, and I was always concerned about I didn't want my coworkers seeing me like in some S&M
like a leotard.
Yeah, right. So now I'm actually with age. I don't care anymore, but
a lot of that goes away the older you get for sure. I'm still finding that every year I give less fucks or try to at least.
Yeah.
You
natural
mentioned
progression.
Yes, exactly. You mentioned moving to the States for MTV and all that. I want to know, was that like a really jarring transition going from Ottawa to now you're on MTV and everything's just kind of bigger, bolder?
We at first we did a year and a half in New York.
Okay.
So the first season was
there were skits in Central Park.
Yeah, it was entirely shot in New York. I'm trying to remember if the second was, when did we move? It might have been half. The second one was actually shot in New York as well.
Okay.
And that transition was really strange for me personally because I was working in tech here in Ottawa, and we would shoot on the weekend in Times Square at the on Broadway at the MTV studios. So I would fly down on Friday nights, and then on Saturday we would do several tapings at night, then just go out, and then on Sunday I'd fly back.
Holy shit.
And well, it was strange because the show never wasn't airing in Canada. So, and in the States, the show blew up. Like at the time, it was I believe it was the highest rated show on MTV.
Oh, so you had like two lives going on, kind of.
It was surreal.
Weird.
Because no one knew, in Canada, like the Comedy Network show, it was we had a very small cult following, and we had maybe like 20, 30,000 people watching.
Yeah, it was niche to some degree.
It was also like not everyone got the Comedy Network, right? It was brand new at the time.
I mean, you guys were well known in Ottawa, but that's
in Ottawa we were because
local heroes type story,
right? Because of Rogers, but people regarded us as the local Rogers type of thing.
Yeah.
But then, and when we went to MTV, it became this huge hit. And I never realized how much of an influence that MTV has or had at the time. Now with TikTok and everything has changed. But at the time, MTV was a major influencer on that 14 to 18 target, right?
You could change people's lives with like MTV.
And the show just became this huge hit with that target. So like it was strange. I'd come into New York and like everywhere at the airport, like people, hey, Glenn, walking down Times Square, Glenn, hey, Humplik. and then on Sunday, I fly back to Ottawa. No one knows what's going on. I go back to my tech job. Hey, what'd you do in the weekend? I was just kind of like hanging out.
That's so weird.
Yeah,
you could just go grocery shopping, no problem. Yeah,
it was.
I mean, it must have been kind of nice though to be able to come back here and decompress from.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but it was strange.
Yeah. That's definitely like alternate universe kind of thing. Wow.
Yeah. It was different for Tom because he had moved down there, so he was
all the time.
He was all the time. But for Phil and I, would fly together, and we laughed because we weren't making much money either at first, and Phil was laughing that it cost him money to do the show because we'd go out drinking on Friday night, and New York's not exactly the cheapest place.
Yeah.
So we'd be out all night long, and he was like, "This show's costing me money. Like every time we come down to do an MTV show, I get back to Ottawa and I've got less money than I did coming." And it was it's ongoing.
Just going back and forth on the plane must have gotten annoying. Like how many weekends in a row would you do that for?
We were taping every 2 weeks or so. Yeah.
So you get little breaks here and there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's not so bad then.
Oh, it was great. It was fun for us. But
I guess to New York's not the worst flight either. That's what, 3 hours? Or
no,
something?
It's an hour.
An hour? Oh, shit. I don't know my plane distances, apparently. Well, I wanted to ask you, correct me if I'm wrong, but you have like a teenage daughter now?
I do.
So I was around a teenager when I started watching the Tom Green show, and I wonder if you've shown her that stuff, and if so, what she thinks.
She has no interest. I'm just dad to her.
It's just lame, yeah.
Yeah, it's just, Dad, don't, like, what do you, Hump TV? Why? What are you doing? Are you trying to ruin my life?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. She knows. I think she's probably watched a few things. And hi, Mira. I'm not trying to embarrass you right now. But I'm just dad.
That's probably the way it is with most, famous people or whatever. When they have kids, the kids don't really care.
Yeah, no,
it's another part.
Not famous either. Like this is, I did this ages ago. Right?
Oh, you're famous to me, man. I don't know.
Yeah,
this is super cool to be able to sit down and chat with you, dude.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Tom, recently you guys posted on social media together, sort of a reunion of sorts. So first of all, that's awesome. Everyone was really happy to see it. I'm sure I was as a fan. Mm-hmm. I want to know whatever you can say. What does the future hold for you guys? I know you've told me some stuff that you guys have planned, but can you talk about any of that or no?
No, I can't. I can't really know.
So we can loosely imply there's something planned.
No. He's working on something, and I. Yeah. No.
All right. Well, hey, at least you guys are friends again. That's good enough for me.
Yeah. COVID. We had a little bit of a falling out. I think the people who enjoy the show know mostly know about this.
I'm not trying to pry out of it by any means.
Yeah, we've kind of. It's
water under the bridge.
It's water under the bridge.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
We've both aged and we've both changed and we've both chilled out. And
he seems like a wise dude, very comfortable with where he's at. And
I think it's a lot like doing the TV show was a lot like bands, like bands get really dysfunctional and they start hating each other. And maybe it's just because they spend too much time.
Each other. Yeah, 100%.
Probably suffered from that a little bit.
Yeah. Well, especially when you're on a show that gets so huge, like you were saying on MTV, that's not just
weird.
A band who's doing okay. That's like a band that's blowing up, which brings all new complications to the situation.
Brings all kinds of things.
Yeah. Well, hey man, it has a happy ending at least.
It has a happy ending. Yeah. He moved back recently.
I've been following. Yeah.
Yeah. I've been over to it's kind of. It's not really close, so it's not convenient to just go for a quick visit. So
looks like a lovely property though, man. Oh
yeah, it's gorgeous. Yeah,
and it's really cool how he's so interactive with his fans and showing a little slice of his life, or sometimes a lot of his life, and his dog and all that. It's just cool to be able to follow along with somebody that you grew up watching.
So this morning, I get a text from someone who's watching his feed, and there's a picture of him. And Tom's passed out on the floor with his dog on top of him, and the message said, "Tom fell asleep live on the air again." I'm like, and of course, there's always someone who's like feels the need to report into me, and not to him, but they have to report into me, like I'm the wise adult who's going to talk to him about falling asleep.
Call him and straighten him out.
Yeah. So, anyways, I took a screenshot of it and I sent it. I said, "Rough night?" ? And he was like, "No, I was just tired. I fell asleep."
Yeah, in his defense, anyone would get a little drowsy drinking a couple beers in front of that awesome fireplace. You know what I mean?
Oh, he's notorious for falling asleep. Like,
oh yeah,
yeah. I'm the opposite.
I was gonna say, I wish I had that superpower.
I wish I had that.
Good Lord.
Yeah,
I find I'm always exhausted when I can't, like when I don't. It's not an opportune time to sleep.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, I wish I could take a nap now. And then whenever it's bedtime, I'm just restless and I can't get my mind to shut up.
Yeah, I find like there's a couple little melatonins, and
I've been taking some CBD pills, and they've been
okay.
A bit, yeah, just mellow out a little. Yeah,
yeah, I dabble with that as well.
Yeah,
I find if I don't sleep well one night, the next night I'll take a CBD capsule, and I find it really like. The only problem I find is the next morning. I feel like I'm not as... you
have like a CBD hangover of sorts?
It's not a hangover. It's just like a weird cloud. And I find it takes me I've got to pump a couple of coffees in me before the cloud kind of dissipates and I'm able to see again.
Well, I'm sure though later in the day you're thankful.
No, I'm fine.
Yeah.
And I got great sleep. It's almost too good. It's like, holy
the house could be on fire.
Yeah. What the... Yeah, if anyone's suffering from insomnia, just like try CBD. Man, God, it works.
It really does.
Yeah, just start low though.
I even I tried. I had a couple comedy shows last summer in Montreal, and I do usually musical comedy. I showed you a couple of my songs, but my hand, I've had ganglions, is what they call them. These little growths on your wrists, generally around some sort of calcium, or I don't even know what they're made out of. But I had one on both arms at different points that had to be taken out. So I do get like kind of sore joints in my hands because they were always sort of where my tendons spread out. Anyways, I could find it hard to play guitar sometimes when it gets sore like that. And I tried one of the CBD like topical creams, and it actually really helped with the inflammation and just getting that flexibility back. So
really? Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't had
arthritis or anything like that.
Yeah, thankfully I'm still going. No problems with my fingers. I play guitar as well, and I haven't had any issues. So hopefully, knock on wood. But
it's not fun.
I'll give that a. Yeah, no, but if you got insomnia, man, does it ever help?
Yeah, now I got to get a CBD sponsor. We're doing all this advertising for free. Fuck.
I've got to lay off the THC though, man. I find as a like I started smoking weed when I was a teenager, so
same here, and
things have changed, I would say, since the
potency has gotten much stronger.
And so I've got to watch myself. I had a couple of bad incidents recently that were not good, and
just spiraling out kind of moments.
Well, yeah. I should. I
was going into detail. No, that's fine.
Yeah, I watched your episode with Spenny, and I had a similar type of experience recently. I had a poker game with some buddies of mine.
Oh yeah.
And
you just couldn't focus anymore.
Oh fuck! So what happened is, like yourself, like on occasion, I'll smoke something with CBD.
Okay.
And and for sleep. That's the main reason I do it. And I had a friend in from California, and he was like, "Hey, dude, can you get me something before you, like he was kind of didn't have much time and can you give me some pre-rolls? So I'm like, so what do you want? He was like, the highest THC you can. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I went to the store on Bank Street and I got a few pre-rolls for him and I got myself like it's just like a high CBD, low THC one.
Yeah.
And anyway, somehow like we went out and I gave him the wrong one.
Oh no.
Yeah. And I had a poker game the next night and I brought one and
Game over.
Fuck. Not good. Not good, man. Like, oh, not good. So I ended up just like walking towards like at one point, like I was looking at my two friends who had smoked with me and I'm like, is he high? Is he high?
All that internal monologue. Yeah.
I'm high, but they don't seem high, but that's weird. I'm really high right now, but they're not high. And then you're climbing a mountain.
It just keeps getting more.
And it keeps going higher. And I know I don't mind being on that mountain, but I like staying at sort of at the base.
The summit.
Summit's
the top.
I don't like going up Mount Everest. And anyway, I said, like, yeah, I got up and I just passed out.
Oh man.
And then I was like,
something you hear a lot with people as they get older. I find like a lot of people I know that I smoked weed with in high school and stuff, they have similar thing hitting their 30s that just gives them a lot of anxiety. Yeah. And like that strain I was just doing, I think it's like 12% CBD and 7% THC or something. But some of my friends, they're like 30% THC or something. I can't even
I don't like
pretend to do that.
I love the chill aspect of weed, but I find the getting high, I don't like the feeling. I don't like the loss of control and
same here.
I guess I'm prone to like being anxious and
and I've said this before, and most people would say maybe sativa. You might have smoked a sativa, which is the up one or whatever. But but sometimes THC just doesn't jive with people anymore, and it's part of we're all growing.
Oh man, I'm definitely changing. One of them.
Sometimes during episodes or most of the time now, I cut to my dad to see if he's got a question for the guest. I know my mom had one for you. You can ask mom's question if you want.
You'd have to remind me what it was.
About his name.
Oh, yeah. She was very curious about your surname.
My last name?
Yeah.
Heritage.
It's so my mom was French Canadian, but my dad was Hungarian. But I believe Humplik is actually from a Czech descent.
Okay, I said like Slavic or something. Yeah. Okay, cool.
But my dad was Hungarian. So, but the Austrian-Hungarian Empire, there was a lot of moving around. So that's why the name is a little bit of a Czech descent, but I'm Hungarian.
But you were born in Quebec though, right?
I was, yeah.
And you know French or no?
Yeah, fluent.
Cool. Right on. I am not. So
French Canadian mom. So.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Yeah. But you can still lose that sometimes. Like, I mean, I didn't have French parents, but I would have said I was pretty decent at French until grade 9, and I had one teacher that just ruined it for me, and I was like, oh really? I don't have to take this anymore? I'm done.
No, je parle encore le français.
Yeah, like I can understand still when people say things around me, but when I try to find the words and certainly conjugating verbs and that kind of shit, I'm terrible at. But I think if I went to France, I could like get by. Probably I could.
Oh, I've had a hard time there.
Oh, I suppose it's different French there, right?
Very different,
okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I wouldn't then.
Yeah, people had a hard time understanding me as well.
And you're fluent.
I was at a restaurant and someone looked at me and asked me, are you from Belgium or something? Like, what kind of shitty French do you speak? And I guess you probably have a lot of people who watch this from outside Ottawa. So
I don't know about a lot, but you see there's different countries and people tune in and stuff. Yeah.
Here in Ottawa, like we Hull's right next to us. We border right to, so our French here tends to be, it's a kind of like a slang.
It's like Fringlish a lot of the time.
It's a slang lower class French.
Okay.
Compared to even if something you would hear in Quebec City.
Yeah. Or more refined a little bit.
Or more affluent Montreal or something.
But France is like the top of the sophisticated French speaking. Right. Yeah.
So then you've got this guy who speaks a bastardized version of it with Quebec
Hull trash,
white trash. It's Quebec white trash. That's exactly what I come from. Yeah,
Ontario white trash is in Cornwall. No.
Yeah,
sorry Cornwall, you had it coming.
Yeah, I lived in Hull I lived on the Quebec side.
Oh, yeah?
Growing up, I went to a primary there. So,
Yeah, I haven't been to the Quebec side in ages. I think the last time I went was to go to the Museum of Civilization.
oh, okay.
I'm trying to bring my kid, my youngest. We didn't put him in kindergarten this year. He could have gone, but I figured the sign up was last January and COVID was still kind of, who knows. So I'm just trying to bring him to museums and just get a lot of hands-on learning and stuff like that.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, it's been really cool. Well, man, that's pretty much all the notes I had, but I do want to ask you the season 3 question that we've been asking everybody this season so far, which is if you were not doing what you're doing right now for a living, what would be your dream job, so to speak?
My dream job.
I mean, as fantastical as you want to make it. But
Okay, at my age right now, there is no dream job. My dream job is retirement.
Okay, fair. That's a good answer.
Yeah, that's.
Well, then what did you want to be growing up? Let's ask it that way then. That's sort of my pivot there.
Funny enough, I wanted to be a stockbroker.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I took business admin in college and university, and things just. I was also into like Commodore 64 programming, and
That's the old video game system, right?
right, it's an old computer system. Yeah,
Similar to like Atari and stuff like that, or no?
that's right.
Okay.
Yeah, but previous to that, yeah. So, so concurrent.
I know my uncle had Intellivision.
Yeah.
A really sort of
That's right.
old school.
Yeah. Commodore was an actual computer. Like
okay.
it was a kind of like a built-in keyboard with a computer built in.
Yeah, I had one.
Oh, you had one?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
VIC 20.
It was cheap. It was reliable. It was for its time. It was quite,
it was
quite
great.
the machine.
Was
Yeah.
it mainly just for gaming?
No,
No.
programming.
computer.
Full
You would
computer.
write
Oh, yeah.
programs. Yeah.
I don't know why
well,
I'm associating with gaming so much then, my book.
Yeah, there used to be this magazine called Compute Gazette that would write programs, like pages and pages of like programs that you could go in and just like type line by line, and you could spend like 10 hours writing your whole to play like Hangman.
Oh my God.
And save it on your tape. Yeah, that was super nerdy when I was.
I think the oldest games I remember is like the Oregon Trail and those. And I think one buddy of mine in the 90s had like the first Grand Theft Auto, which was nothing like the ones now. It was like a top-down view, and you're just like a little car driving around.
Look up Commodore 64 games.
I will, yeah. It's
Actually-
like Pong and stuff, I'm guessing.
Just look them up, like Hangman, stuff like that. Yeah.
Pretty lame by today's standards.
Oh, but they were fun to play though. Like the play action was fun. But like you'd be changing it and writing it yourself from a magazine or just like yeah,
That's
so-
interactive. That's kind of cool.
right.
Yeah.
So it kind of led to me not being a stockbroker and just going to tech and working in tech. Yeah.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Well, that was a great answer, and thank you again so much for sharing your time with me. This has been a blast.
Hey,
And
no
thanks
problem.
For your
a lot of fun.
your bell pepper vagina painting. If anyone that wants to see that again, there it is. You'll see it on the wall soon. I'll find some space.
Hang it proudly, my friend.
Yeah, I'm
Hang
gonna
it
have to
proudly.
rearrange some things. So when I get good shit like this, I have to move things around because this deserves to be front and center.
You're gonna run out of space.
Giving people confused sexual feelings every time they look at it. I never wanted to fuck a pepper before.
Sorry.
And we'll end on that.
There we
Goodbye,
go.
everybody.